My name is Alexis Johnson. I've chosen prompts A, C, and prompt A from part 2. Prompt A from part 1 asks to clearly compare/contrast your impressions about African American literature/culture before you enrolled in African American literature. Prompt C states, explain how your own self-perceptions have changed over the course of the semester. Prompt A of part 2 asks, what is the Black aesthetic? Do you believe that there is a definitive Black aesthetic in 2019? Should there be? To answer the first prompt A, I have provided a definition from Wikipedia. I have also listed standout figures such as Larry Neal, Phyllis Wheatley, Claude McKay, and W.E.B. Du Bois. Before being enrolled into African American literature class, I had a preconceived notion that all topics would be about slavery. I had no clue I'll be reading literature about individuals after slavery. I also believed it was going to be interesting only in the beginning. I also had believed that relearning about past events would have taken up most of our time. Although we did touch on events such as the Underground Railroad, we did not talk about it the whole class period. After being enrolled, I was introduced to timeless authors, one of those authors being Larry Neal. I admire Larry Neal because of him explaining the Black aesthetic in the Black movement. According to Larry Neal, Black people have the duty to speak on the spiritual and cultural needs of Black people. I find this is very important, especially with racism at an all-time high. After being enrolled has changed my outlook on Black artists. I'm more intrigued to learn about Black culture. I understand that just because someone is Black does not make them woke. Being Black is practice. And I've also learned how to read between the lines. For instance, in Phyllis Wheatley's poem titled On Being Brought from Africa to America, I was able to read between the lines when she stated, remember Christians, Negroes, Black as Cain, may be redefined and joineth angelic train. I learned that when she stated Black as Cain, she is referring to a Bible study where a character named Cain was separated from God. And that is how white Christians view Black individuals. My self-perception has evolved drastically. I went from being focused on only my wealth to wanting to see other Black people succeed. I did not understand the importance of community until I read Chapter 19, The Escape of Clodagh. In this chapter, an enslaved man named William offered his money to an enslaved woman named Clotel. Instead of Clotel taking the money, she told him she would only take the offer if she can help him escape. This is very important because William could not have escaped without Clotel, and Clotel could not have escaped without William. Lastly, I had prompt A, which states, what is the Black aesthetic? Do you believe there is a definitive Black aesthetic in 2019? And should there be? Larry Neal defines the Black aesthetic as the destruction of the white thing, the destruction of white ideas, and white ways of looking at the world. I feel like this needs to be incorporated in 2019. For example, in the film Harriet Tubman, they made it out to seem that her white slave master was the less violent. They put all the violent actions onto a Black bounty hunter who was made up, thus perpetuating the idea that Black people were more violent during slavery than white slave masters. Also, in Rhythm and Flow, Cardi B said to contestants to you want to appeal to white people. By stating this, she is not following the Black aesthetic, which is destruction of the white ideas. In fact, she is encouraging them. Thank you for watching my presentation.